Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Nae's Pink Bookshelf. My name is Nae's Niece for those of you who are new to the channel or who just happen to stumble across this video. And today's video, as the title says below, is going to be my Blackathon 2020 TBR. If you guys don't know what Blackathon is basically what it sounds like. It is a readathon that focuses on reading Black authors and Black books for the month of February, as February is Black History Month. So I'm excited to be partaking. I wanted to partake in it last year, but I didn't really know how to go about it, but I'm excited to be diving into it this year. So Blackathon originated with Jessie from Bow Ties and Books, Lauren from the novel Lush, as well as Francina from Francina Simone. I believe that's her channel, but Francina is not going to be one of the host for this year, so it's just going to be Jessie and Lauren. And this readathon for this year has so many aspects to it. Outside of you having your readathon prompts, you also have a Twitter blackout, which is on every Friday. Black people, be it you're completely Black, mixed, or whatever, you post pictures of yourself to do a complete like blackout on Twitter. They have some Twitter movie watch-alongs for 4 awesome movies. I believe there's going to be Love and Basketball, Black Panther, what's the other one? Coming to America, and What Men Want, or is it What Women Want? Those 4 movies. It's all listed down below. There's also going to be an Instagram challenge going on, I believe, next week or the following week. I don't know. There's an Instagram challenge going on, and then you also have something else. I can't remember right now off the top of my head what it is, but all the information is going to be down below. But this is a Blackathon broken up into 2 teams. You don't have to pick a team. You don't have to do prompts. You can just strictly read Black books by Black authors or Black authors, pretty much. But what I am doing is I am picking a team. So the teams are going to be Team Sci-Fi Fantasy or Team SFF and Team Contemporary Literature. I'm a sci-fi fantasy lover. That's my genre. Love me some fantasy. So, of course, I am Team SFF. But I'm going to be doing all 8 prompts. Each team has 4 prompts. So I have books for all of them. I've already circled off 3 in my reading journal. Here's my reading journal. So, let's dive in. Now, I don't have the actual full printout, so all the information, again, it's down below if you want, like, the full information for each prompt. But I'm going to go with what I wrote in my reading journal. So, the first prompt for Team SFF is going to be Janelle Monae, and this is to read an LGBTQIA sci-fi fantasy book with a Black protagonist. For this, I'm going to go with The Deep by Rivers Solomon. I don't know much about this. All that I know is that this is kind of like a what-if fantasy alternate type of thing. If the Black slaves that were thrown over the boats were, basically they survived and turned into mermaids. It's pretty much all that I know. I heard that this has LGBTQIA rep in it, so I'm gonna go with this book. Again, don't know much about it, unfortunately, but I will be reading this on my Nook because I do have the ebook of it, and it's a really short book. It's like less than 150 pages, so hopefully I can read that in a day. But moving on, the second prompt is going to be Nnedi Okorafor. This is a work of Afrofuturism, excuse me, and obviously I can go with Binti Orikata from Nnedi Okorafor, but I have decided to go with a book that has been on my TBR for a while, and that is The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I cannot wait to dive in. I love high fantasy. Fantasy is my thing, so we just need, and a lot of people have raved about this book. And you know, as much as people rave about this book, I still don't really understand. This is the first book in the Broken Earth. Yeah, the Broken Earth trilogy. And basically what I can remember from when I did read the synopsis is that the Earth continuously breaks. There are people with powers. And there is some ash going on. Yeah, the world is spewing ash. And it's people with magic. And I'm bad at remembering what this is about. If you can't tell, I'm a little sick. My voice, I lost it for about 3 days. It's coming back somewhat. I probably shouldn't even be making this video, but I'm making it anyway, so I might suffer later on, but that's okay. But I'm here for it. I heard that this does have LGBTQIA rep as well, so I'm just excited to dive into this world and then continue on. I do own the entire trilogy on ebook, but I have the physical book for the first one, so we have this. The third prompt is David F. Walker. This is a sci-fi fantasy comic graphic novel with a Black protagonist. For this, I'm going with a book that my son's father actually got him, which I was super excited to read and really enjoyed. It's The Black Sands, The 7 Kingdoms by Manuel. It is the Ultimate Edition. Here's what that looks like. And this one, it's kind of hard to explain. So basically, this talks about the pharaohs, the Kush, Athens, Greece, Sparta, all of that back in that time, but in a more fantasy kind of aspect. So this little boy here is supposed to be a pharaoh. There's supposed to be a queen in here. Like, these are basically like the people of old times in the historical context of like the Egyptian cultures and stuff like that, if they were little kids and had magical powers pretty much, and they're battling gods. So yeah, it was epic. I enjoyed it. This was really cute. I just love the artwork in here. And they also have this little boy here. Where is he? I can't find him now. Oh, him. He is just like amazing. He's awesome. So I love the artwork, and it's just so amazing. And I mean, come on now. Sex appeal, yes. But also keeping in mind that this was what they wore back in those times in Egypt and stuff like that. So I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Read it on the 1st of February, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to continue on with this. The 4th and final prompt for Team SFF is going to be Dhonielle Clayton, a science fiction fantasy book with a cunning, ambitious black protagonist. I could have went with the bells, but I'm saving that for another readathon that I'm doing. So I decided to go with A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. I don't know much about this. I know that this deals with a princess, and she has magic over marrow and bone. There's also blood magic involved, and it sounds epic, and it sounds like it's going to be cunning, so I can't wait. And there's an assassin, so on top of that, so great. Okay, so now moving on to Team Contemporary. Again, I'm not on this team, but I will be trying to tackle these prompts. So the first one, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this person's name, so it's on the screen, but the prompt is to read a work exploring mental health and disability in black folks. And because this is also the month of love, I decided to go with Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This deals with a black woman. Of course, it is set in Europe. This woman here, she's a thicker black woman. This does deal with interracial love and romance, and it also deals with her because she's chronically ill. I can't remember exactly what it is that she has, but I'll put it on the screen. But I'm excited to dive into this. I heard so many great reviews about this, and I can't wait to get into the angsty steaminess. So yeah. The second prompt is going to be Marlon James. It's to read a work not set in the U.S. and not centered on black Americans. And I'm going with Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams for that. I know that Jesse from Bow Ties and Books has read this and enjoyed it. The cover that they have is like a bluish kind of teal color. So gorgeous. But I've heard many mixed reviews about this. A lot of black women were irritated with this book, but I'm still going to go give it a go for myself. I did get my copy from Book of the Month, as you can see here. But this is contemporary, set in Europe again. And it deals with a black woman. She's decided to swear off of black men because she's witnessed her mother deal with some things, so she only gets with white men, and it deals with identity and lots of sex. That's all I pretty much know about it. It sounds like it's going to be interesting, so I'm excited. This cover, though, come through with this cover, like, yes. The third prompt is going to be Alexa Martin. It's to read a lighthearted work that is not focused on the struggle, such as poverty, racism, and things like that, and it deals with powerful bonds, such as, like, platonic or, within a relationship, kind of love romance type of thing. And for that, I'm going with a reread. I read this already in January, totally loved it, so I want to listen to it this go. And it's going to be Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. I love this book so much. It is so fun, so quirky, just so comical. It deals with a young boy named Jack and a young woman named Kate. They meet, they get together, but then Kate dies, and Jack is thrown several thousand times back into the past of when he first met Kate, and him trying to figure out a way to save Kate from dying. But in trying to save her from dying, he finds that every time he goes back, he makes a mistake. So it's just him coming to terms with the fact that sometimes people have to die. You just have to, you know, let them go. And I thought it was funny, cute. It deals with, it's heavy as far as like the death aspect of it, and also the other characters. You have Franny, who's dealing with situations with his father, and you also have Jillian dealing with stuff with her mother. But what I love is, one, obviously it's a black cast. I'm here for it. Afro-Latino cast as well. But secondly is that even though it's still heavy, it's completely lighthearted and funny, and I love this book so much. So I'm going to listen to the audiobook for this, as I've already read it. But I'm going to listen to the audiobook and stick in my tabs for this book. But yeah. The final book for Team Contemporary is going to be this author here. I'm not going to attempt to say it because I don't want to say it wrong, but it's to read a book with a black protagonist that challenges preconceived notions about black people. And for that, I don't know if this really goes with it. I'm just sticking it there because I want to read it. I'm going with Slay by Brittney Morris. I'm currently reading this book. I am 117 pages in. I'm on chapter 6. I am loving this goddamn book, you guys. Kiara, 17 years old, brilliant, smart, and everything. She goes to a academy or high school called Jefferson, which is mainly white people. There are a few Asians, a few Indians, a few black people, a few Spanish people, but I believe of all the black people, there are 5 of them. Herself, her sister, her boyfriend, and then a new source. So I think there's 4 of them. There's only 4 black kids, and I think this book is really interesting. Now, I know some people found it hard to read this because it's not a sci-fi, it's contemporary, but they also have like a virtual game in here, and a lot of people kind of can't they can't suspend their belief as far as like a 17-year-old creating this big game by herself, because there's over 5,000 people playing her game. But I still think it's cool regardless. When I read books, I don't tend to go into them trying to keep myself locked into this. It has to be like real life. If it's fictional, then I'm just gonna let my belief just go, unless it completely throws off the story, then we have a problem. But I am loving this, okay? I love the game Slay. It is a game that is geared towards black kids, black gamers, and it's a virtual world that you do card role-playing games. So it's kind of like oh my god, what's the name of that movie, the show? It's kind of like Pokemon with cards. Kind of, sort of. There's another show I'm thinking of, can't think of the name. I'll put it on the screen. That anime is kind of like that card game. But the cards in this game are epic. You have the Jimi Hendrix, which gives you like a purple haze. You have the Gabby. Oh my god, what is the card? There's just so many freaking cards, and I love it. You have the Gabby Douglas. You have the Twist Up, the Swerve. You have other cards, such as the MJ, which are like Jordans. Then you have locations such as the Tundra, the desert, the Savannah. You have the Beyonce Bayou, the Drinking Gourd. I mean, the world that Kira created for the kids are amazing, but a death happens in the story, surrounded around the game, and she has to figure things out. I've just got to the part where they found out that the guy had died. So I'm on chapter 6. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Listen to the audiobook as well. I enjoy, but I highly dislike her boyfriend. Malcolm, gotta go. He got to get kicked to the curb. Wyatt and Harper, the 2 white twins, they need to get beat down, because they ask some of the dumbest things. And I really can't say it's dumb, because that's honestly naturally how they're thinking, but to me it's dumb. But we're gonna leave it there. I'm thoroughly enjoying this book, and I can't wait to see what I rate this. Right now I'm feeling like a 4-star, but we'll see. I did paint my edges in lavender just because I thought it would be nice, as the card cover is pink. But we have that. But yeah, those are all of the 8 books that I want to read. So far I've read 3. The next book I'm going to dive into is going to be The Deep by River Solomon, as well as Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I'm excited to dive into those. But I'm going to end this video here. If you're joining Blackathon 2020, let me know. Leave your videos down below. I'm looking to find other people's videos to watch. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Again, thank you guys for watching my videos, for subscribing, for liking, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which are also going to be TBR videos. I have 3 more TBR videos for you guys, because I'm also going to be partaking in Tome Topple Round 10, which I'll have a video for that. I'm also partaking in Valentine, which is a Valentine's based readathon, and then I also have like my regular other books that are not really fitting into any of these prompts for February, so stay tuned for those. But that is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.